So there's this ride that was at Disney World for probably at least a decade, and I was convinced for the longest time that I just dreamed it, that it was not a real ride, and that I was just confusing my real memories with a dream that I had one time because there was no way in hell that this ride was real. And it was real. This was a real thing, all right? Some of you might already know where I'm going with this. I am talking about the Ellen's Universe of Energy ride at Epcot. If you are unfamiliar, buckle in because it's wild. It is insane. So, Ellen's Universe of Energy, as you might expect, was starring Ellen DeGeneres. And it was sponsored by ExxonMobil. And in Ellen's Universe of Energy, or was it Ellen's Energy Adventure? Hold on. Okay, so the ride was called Ellen's Energy Adventure, but the pavilion that the ride was on was the Universe of Energy. I'm just gonna go with it. But basically, you would walk into this theater, and all of the like rows of seats in the theater were not just like regular theater rows. They were also little like transportation carts, but you couldn't really tell when you first got on the ride. At least in my little kid brain, I could not tell. And you walk in and it starts playing a short movie. And in this movie, Ellen is playing Celebrity Jeopardy. And she is really struggling because she doesn't know anything about fossil fuels. So then Bill Nye shows up. Yes, Bill Nye shows up and he's like, "It's okay, Ellen. I'm gonna teach you about fossil fuels so that you can win on Celebrity Jeopardy." Then the screen opens up. Your theater seats move and they go into the movie, and suddenly you are on a dark ride surrounded by dinosaurs. And it's like a whole experience. Like, from what I remember, this is like a 15-20 minute experience where you're just like looking at dinosaurs and then like the beginning and the end of the movie. And after Bill Nye teaches Ellen all about the dinosaurs and about fossil fuels, you go back into the theater. All of the seats are now aligned where they once were. Ellen goes back on Celebrity Jeopardy, and she is for some reason then given the exact same questions, and she gets them all right, and she wins at Celebrity Jeopardy. And like for the longest time, I thought for sure that this was not a real ride and that I just dreamed it, because I think we only went on that ride like one time when I was a kid. We went to Disney World many, many times. And then like within the last like year or two, when I was talking about like the new Guardians of the Galaxy ride, I think my parents were like, "Yeah, that's where the old Ellen ride used to be." And I was like, that was real?